So this is called Company's Coming Casserole. You're ready and everybody will love it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some noodles. I've got a big bag of just egg noodles, and again, this is something I normally have on hand. Not a lot of fancy ingredients in this recipe. It's very, very affordable, and why I love my casseroles is because they've got everything in it. Don't need to prepare a whole lot of different stuff, and you can make them ahead of time, which is just the way I roll. Okay, just want to get those noodles into the pot, and one of you guys sent me a great email, and it was a wonderful tip. And she said, basically, when you're salting your pasta, which you see me on the show, when you are cooking pasta, you really need to salt it because that's the only way to, get some flavor into that pasta. Her tip was, don't put the salt into the water until that water is boiling and the pasta's already in there. Don't salt it before. Otherwise, it could ruin your pan. So thanks for that tip. Appreciate it. Okay, so pasta is going. I'm going to start browning some ground beef. And this is a real kid-friendly casserole, too. We have a lot of visitors in the summer to our cottage, and so ground beef and pasta, you can't go wrong with that. There's my old chop and stir. So I've got about a pound and a half of ground beef into a big skillet. It's going to make a nice big casserole. It'll feed everybody. You may even have some leftovers. Boy, that's lean ground beef. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to that. And a little bit of onion in here. Finely diced onion. This is going to give it some great flavor, but the kids won't even know it's in there. Using my chop and stir to kind of break up that beef a little bit. Starting to smell really good. Now, the beef is browning, my pasta is cooking, and I am going to whip together some cream cheese, some sour cream, and some cottage cheese. And this is going to be one of the layers in this dish that makes it so, so yummy. So 1 8-ounce block of softened cream cheese. Usually always have that on hand too. My grandmother always had, she was known for her crab dip. And she always had on hand a block of cream cheese, a can of crab meat, or a few cans of that, and some chili sauce. Got that? You can whip up this crab dip in no time. So, that is really half the battle, is having a few things on hand. So, company does stop by, you're ready. So, the very first recipe in my cookbook is Mimi's crab dip and a picture of her, just kind of a tribute. And whenever I have that dip, I just think of her and how she was just always ready to greet friends. 2 cups of sour cream, and 1 cup of cottage cheese. Deb, do you like to have people over?
I love to entertain.
Do you ever get a little stressed out, though,
I do. I need my house clean and everything in order.
Yeah.
And I should relax a little bit.
Well, if you know people are coming, of course, you want the house to look great,
sure,
and all that kind of good stuff. But if they just drop by, I mean, we all kind of do that.
Yep, I do the same thing.
Is the bathroom clean and all that kind of stuff. But I have to tell you, as I've gotten a little older, we've all had those parties, I think, where it's like, oh my gosh, it was so much work, I'm never doing this again. But I love to have people over.
I'm starting to relax a little bit more in my age.
I think that, little things can go wrong and nobody needs to know about it. I really have to tell you. And I don't know about you, but some of the best memories I have are parties at my house.
Yep.
Or people around the dinner table.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's great to go out to eat every once in a while, but there's nothing like, having everybody around your table laughing and giggling, and those are the special times. Okay, so I just want to take my mixer and beat the cream cheese, the cottage cheese, and the sour cream together, just to get the lumps and the bumps out of the cream cheese. Get a little, although it's, we've got the cottage cheese in here, so it's not going to be completely smooth, so don't worry about that. Okay, that looks good. And the kids won't even know that there's cottage cheese in here. You could leave it out though if you're not a big fan, but when this all bakes together, like I say, you're not gonna know, so don't worry about it. Okay, how are we doing here? I wanna get back to my ground beef. We're almost there. Start opening some cans. I wanna season this ground beef up with some garlic salt. You know me, I love my garlic salt. This is just a basic Italian seasoning blend, which oregano, dried basil, dried parsley, sometimes there's a little marjoram in there. So if you don't have the blend, just use a little oregano, dried basil, parsley, some pepper. How's my pasta doing? I don't want to overcook my pasta. And those egg noodles, yeah, I'm going to get that done. I'm going to get that out of there. You've heard me talk about this before. Whenever you're doing a casserole with pasta in it, make sure and undercook that pasta a little bit because it's going to bake again in the oven. And if you overcook your pasta at the start, you're going to get a really mushy noodle casserole, and we don't want that. I really do think casseroles sometimes get a bad rap, but let me tell you, not mine. They are company worthy, a lot of them are, because of the little tips and secrets and tricks that I do. Undercooking the pasta, making sure there's lots of sauce. Okay, that looks perfect. Burger's looking good. I'm gonna add to that 2 cans of this is just ordinary tomato sauce, and these are the small guys, the 8-ounce cans. And a little bit of dry white wine. If you don't like to cook with wine, not a big deal, leave it out. This is going to get up all the wonderful brown bits that are in the bottom here. This is just a, inexpensive bottle of Chardonnay. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on it or anything like that. In goes my tomato sauce. And then a little bit of sugar. Got about a teaspoon of sugar, just to cut down, helps with the acidity in the tomato sauce. I'm just turning the heat up on that. Just let that cook for, just let all the flavors get in there, the wine and the tomato sauce and the seasonings, the sugar. All right, I'm gonna start putting this casserole together. I'm really excited about it. I've got a real pretty casserole dish, and now, used to be we just had the old clear glass 9x13 casserole dishes, but nowadays you can get some really nice ones, and the big wow factor when you bring it to the table just looks a little prettier. But any 9x13 pan will work. I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee. Been working so hard, haven't had my coffee too much yet. Okay, I'm gonna spray that really well. That's the one thing when it comes to entertaining. You don't want to be doing the dishes the whole time, so make sure and spray those casserole dishes. Down go my egg noodles. Perfect. Those last couple egg noodles down over there. Now, I'm just going to kind of dollop this cream cheese, sour cream mixture, because it's a little bit hard to spread. So just kind of dollop that all over. And this is just so yummy. This is probably really what makes this casserole. I don't know if I told you, this is called Company's Coming Casserole. That's the name of it. And I've got a ton of people who visit me during the summer at our cottage. So I've really had to master the art of entertaining. So we get up early, you know, take a walk with our guests, show them the downtown area. Our cottage is in a resort area up over near, it's in the lower part of Michigan, just over the Mackinac Bridge in a little town called Harbor Springs, Michigan. I was born in Petoskey, Michigan. And so this is just outside of Petoskey. It's where my family has spent their summers for years and years and years. So anyway, I get tons of visitors, and I've, you know, had to figure out how I can enjoy my summer and enjoy my visitors. So we usually have, you know, pretty jam-packed days. You know, we get up early and take a walk and show people the town and grab a coffee, and then we're usually off boating or to the beach, and then we all come home starving at, you know, 5, 6 o'clock, and, you know, can't go out to dinner every night. And like I say, really, sometimes the magic happens at the dinner table. So I have a huge dining room table. It seats about 15 at the cottage. And let me tell you, I've taken some great pictures and just seen the kids, the cousins, the nieces, the nephews grow up. And, you know, I love to make it easy and make a great big casserole, toss together a salad, pick up dessert, and that's really the way I roll. Set out hors d'oeuvres early to just keep everybody satisfied for a little bit. I normally just do a big veggie and dip tray and put out some cheeses and some grapes and things like that. And then for dinner, a great big casserole and, you know, a salad and then dessert. Okay, so this meat mixture is going to go right on top. Deb has not gotten up to the cottage. Got to get you up there sometime. She's too busy at her cottage.
This summer.
This summer?
This summer we'll get together.
Okay, I would love that. Absolutely love that. She's going, I wouldn't. I work with her all the time. I don't want to see her.
Never.
No, we have fun together when we hang
do.
out. We laugh. It's really fun to enjoy the people you work with. Except for Anne. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She's sitting right over there. Okay. Now, okay, the other thing that makes a casserole so yummy is the crunchies on top. We're going to keep it easy here. Just happen to have some store-bought croutons, so I'm just going to crush those up. Got to have some cheese, more cheese. This is just grated Parmesan or cheddar. Shredded cheddar would be good on here too. But grated Parmesan, we always have that in the fridge because, you know, for spaghetti or pizza or whatever. So stuff we've already got on hand. Croutons go on top. Gives it just a nice crunch. And then we're going to be really naughty here. This is optional. You don't have to do it, but what the heck? Why not? I like lots of crunchies. Can you tell? We fight over the crunchies in my family. And then we're going to just dot some butter over the top. And that's going to just make this even yummier. You don't have to do that, but what the heck. All right, here it is in the oven. Let's see. You can have this made ahead and in the refrigerator and just bake it off right before your guests get there. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour at 350. And there you go. It's my company's coming over casserole. Don't sweat it. You can handle it. And they're going to love this. Recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any Festival Foods.